बात यह है कि बेवरेज का जो कैटेगरी है ना, उसका एक बहुत बड़ा शमशान घाट है।
You build a drink brand from scratch. No celebrity endorsements, no IPL sponsorship, no massive ad budget. Just a 10 rupees bottle, a good product, and sheer hustle. Within a few years, you're doing 540 crores in revenue. Retailers are calling you. Customers are obsessed. And for the first time in decades, Coca-Cola and Pepsi actually have a homegrown competitor worth worrying about. Sounds like the dream, right? But here's the twist nobody talks about. The company isn't struggling because people stopped buying its drinks. It's struggling because too many people are buying them. Weird. Right. Let me explain. In the beverage industry, demand alone doesn't save you. And Lahori Zeera is learning that lesson the hard way. So today we are breaking down how a simple Jeera soda became one of India's fastest growing brands and why its biggest strength is turning into its biggest liability. Let's get into it. And hey, if you enjoy business breakdowns that actually go beyond the surface, hit subscribe. India's beverage market is massive. We're talking about 1.5 lakh crore plus market which is growing fast every year. But walk into any store in 2015 and what do you see? Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Sprite, Thumbs Up, Fanta. The same 5 names on every shelf, in every city, in every state. At first glance, the market looked locked. But here's what nobody noticed. There was one flavor that Indians had loved for generations. Zeera or Jeera drinks. These weren't new. They were literally part of Indian households for decades. And yet, there wasn't a single national brand that owned the category. Regional players existed. Pal had launched Rimjim Jeera soda back in the 80s, and people loved it. But when Coca-Cola returned to India in the 90s, Rimjim, like many other drinks, quietly disappeared from mainstream shelves. Not because the taste was bad, but because it couldn't compete with the distribution muscle of a global giant. That one gap, a beloved flavor with zero national ownership, was exactly what 3 cousins from Punjab spotted in 2017. And they went all in. Lahori Jeera, launched as unapologetically Deshi. The name, the branding, the flavor that is spicy, tangy, less sweet. Everything screamed Indian identity instead of trying to imitate a cola. Smart positioning. But positioning alone doesn't build a business. What actually built Lahori Zeera was 2 decisions that looked simple but were absolutely brilliant. In India, 10 rupees is the impulse purchase sweet spot. Nobody overthinks 10 rupees buy. Students, office workers, truck drivers, train travelers. Everyone could just grab one without a second thought. And once they tried it, many came back. Instead of fighting for shelf space at DMart or Reliance Smart, Lahori Jeera quietly built presence in kirana stores, pan shops, bus stands, and railway stations. Places where people make buying decisions in literally seconds. No ads, no influencers. Just availability at the right place, at the right price. Word of mouth did the rest. Food bloggers picked it up. Reels started circulating. And before long, the brand had something money genuinely cannot buy. Organic demand. The numbers showed it. Revenue grew from 11 crore in FY19 to a reported 775 crore by FY25. Production scaled from 96,000 bottles a day to over 5 million bottles a day during peak summer. Everything was going perfectly. Until it wasn't. Here's something counterintuitive about the beverage business that most people don't realize. Running out of stock isn't a good problem to have. It's actually dangerous. Think about it. You walk into a shop craving Lahori Zeera. The shopkeeper says it's out of stock. Are you going to visit 4 more shops searching for the same bottle? Of course not. You'll just grab a Coke, a lemon soda or whatever's sitting right next to the empty spot. The sale happens. Lahori Zeera just lost the customer. In beverages, availability beats loyalty. Every single time. So as demand exploded, the pressure to manufacture more, stock more, and distribute more across newer regions became enormous. The company expanded production and started relying on contract manufacturing to keep up. That helped with supply, but it quietly introduced a new set of problems. Quality became harder to control across multiple facilities. Logistics costs went up. And those already thin margins got even thinner. And here's the part that stings the most. The 10 rupees bottle that made them famous is also the reason scaling is so painful. After manufacturing costs, packaging, freight, distributor margins, retailer margins, and the insane 40% GST. Yes, 40%. Because aerated drinks get taxed at the highest slab, Lahori Zeera hardly earn anything per bottle. Meanwhile, the popular mango drinks, which have the same sugar content, get taxed at just 5%. The Indian government makes more per bottle than the company itself. So revenue grows fast, but profits, they creep. In FY25, revenue jumped 73%, but net profit grew only 8%. For the first time, margins actually contracted. And if you think that's bad, wait till you hear what's coming from outside. Coca-Cola has 55 manufacturing facilities in India, a distribution network built over 30 years. Dedicated refrigerators sitting inside millions of stores across the country. And here's the thing, they're not waiting to see how this plays out. They've already relaunched Rim Jim, the same Jeera soda that Indians loved in the 80s before it quietly disappeared from shelves. Same nostalgic flavor. Except this time, backed by one of the most powerful distribution networks in the world. And then there's Coca-Cola. Backed by Reliance Industries, the largest company in India, Campa is playing the exact same game Lahori Zeera pioneered. The 10 rupee bottles, aggressive retailer margins, deep penetration into kirana stores and pan shops. Except they're doing it on credit, with 13,000 crores sitting on their balance sheet, 6 times as many manufacturing facilities, and their own Campa Jeera app already competing for the same shelf space. So the next time Lahori Zeera goes out of stock at your local store, the bottles sitting right next to that empty spot aren't random competitors anymore. They're Rim Jim and Campa Jeera app. 2 well-funded brands specifically targeting the exact customer that Lahori Zeera built from scratch. Lahori Zeera has 4 manufacturing facilities, most of them concentrated in North India, where the market is already saturated. Expanding to the south means shipping across the entire country, which is expensive, or building new facilities which takes years, and shelf space in retail is finite. Retailers will always favor the brand that arrives on time, restocks fast, and gives them better margins. The brand that goes out of stock repeatedly gets replaced. And once you lose that shelf space, getting it back is brutally hard. Here's the real lesson from Lahori Zeera. They solved the hardest part. They created genuine demand for a product in a category nobody had nationalized before. That's extraordinary. But the beverage industry doesn't reward great products. It rewards great execution. And execution at national scale requires capital, infrastructure, and margin discipline that a 10 rupee bottle with 50 paisa profit simply cannot fund fast enough. The question isn't whether people love Lahori Zeera. They clearly do. The question is whether the company can build the supply chain, protect its margins, and defend its shelf space before the giants decide to take the category seriously. If this video made you think, hit subscribe. We've got plenty more of these coming. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm genuinely curious what you think happens next.